Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Doings Radio. I'm the host for the slideshow, Anthony Hammond. We're here with Dan Tanner and Mark Pitts. This is part 5, actually, of our 7-part series. We are going to cover selling today. Selling is something in wrestling that is so crucial and doesn't get a lot of mention because it is not something that the average fan would know to look for. Selling is when somebody gets beat up and how much they look like they are hurt and how much they look like moves impact them. It is something that makes a match go, because wrestling is sort of like dancing where it's only as good as your partner. You can't make something good unless you have both parties working together. Selling is just as important as the offense. And to go over that today, I'll go ahead and start with Dan. Dan, what age did you actually learn that wrestling was not real combat?
What age? Oh man, like a little bit when I became an adult. No, but I don't know really, because to me it seems like even though it's quote unquote not real combat, though it seems so real to me because the spots that they put up and hitting everything, it's just seems so real to me with the selling from whether it's a punch, a kick, or something from the top rope, or even a finisher. I mean, I think the finisher is one of the most, if not the most important thing that you have to sell, both offensively and defensively.
Yep. Mark, what about you? At what age did you actually start knowing what selling was and that you were not watching an actual fight here?
Probably I'd have to say like high school. I know a story of myself and my dad had an argument when I was about 10 or 11, I think, and he told me that it was fake when someone got clipped in the back of the knee, and then I ended up doing that to him and asked him if it was real, and I think we got a front whooping and told to sit on the couch for the remainder of the pay-per-view after that, but it's still real to me. It's just scripted, if we could say that.
It's still real to me too, and I'm old.
Okay, well, I don't know. I guess I'll go ahead and tell the WTR universe. Many people know, but not a lot of people know that I was brought up in the business. My father wrestled on the local circuits from the time I was 4 years old, and local managers, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, local bookers are money whores. That's just what they are. They would do everything from $1, so they would put my name on the card when my dad would wrestle in his hometown as my dad's manager, his valet. So it would say Hogansville's own Tony Hammett with Anthony down at the bottom, So everybody, that made $1 off of my name. So from the time I was really young, I kind of knew that this wasn't an actual thing. But like y'all said, that the word fake drives me insane. Because the bumps are real, they're really taking spots. It doesn't matter that it's choreographed. That part is irrelevant. The people that tell me that it's fake, I want you to go to a power plant, go to one training session, and if you're able to walk after it, I'll respect you. But I guarantee you're going to respect the business if you don't already. But as far as selling goes and kayfabe, I've seen my dad in the hospital before, and that don't take selling when you're in the hospital. That's an actual injury. But at the same time, I think it's really good when a wrestler can blur the lines. I think we remember it was some point last year where Raw went off the air with Seth Rollins looking like he had a horrible ankle injury, and apparently he hopped on that thing all the way to the car in the back when the cameras were off and everything. He kayfabed everybody in the locker room to the point they all thought that he had broke his ankle. And then, of course, on the next night's SmackDown, he walked out just fine, laughing, and they turned it into a gimmick where his ankle was fine and he wasn't hurt at all. Things like that I love. Dan, can you think of any examples where the lines were blurred and you were like, oh my god, this is an actual awesome job of selling?
Oh wow, you brought up a good too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't think of anything offhand. Other than probably when I was younger, Sid Vicious, how he'll just power bomb you and it'll make you think like he's really have killing these people that he's facing because they're on a stretcher.
Yeah.
And that pretty much sold to me that this got to be real in some way because they being carried off to the back on the stretcher and he's still attacking them.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that was
Yeah.
one of the first things I remember in wrestling that legitimately scared the crap out of me. It was the powerbomb angle where, and again, this is where jobbers really get you over, because every week they'd have some jobber that had the balls to get in the ring with Sid Vicious, and 5 minutes later they'd be on a stretcher in an ambulance. And back then I was like, oh my god, if he hits that on somebody, they're gonna be in a wheelchair just like me. That's not a good thing. So, yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Sid Vicious probably like a little bit of Brock Lesnar before Brock Lesnar.
Go back and watch one of the war games he is in. If you want to know what's wrong with Arn Anderson's neck, there's a point where Sid has him up for a power bomb, but he forgets that he's just as tall as the cage is, and Arn gets dropped on his neck, just head first. It's terrible. So, I don't blame Arn for stabbing him years later with scissors. That's another story for another time. So, Mark, what about you? Was there ever a time where the lines were blurred for you?
I guess more recently, Daniel Bryan and his neck, all the time, because I mean he always grabs at that neck no matter what the bump is, Harley, and it's really believable because he just had surgery. But I guess back in the day, probably a whole bunch of the spots off the ladders, let's see, Jeff Hardy going through some tables. That's always really believable.
Well, see, I don't know if you want to call that selling, because that's not fake. They're really killing themselves doing that.
Yeah, that's why I said I really don't know.
My example I was going to throw out there, other than what I mentioned, was, do y'all remember the night the NWO assaulted everybody in Panama City Beach? And they threw Rey Mysterio like a lawn dart, literally, into a trailer?
Yeah, they had the actual police and everybody called from people around the land.
Yeah, like they had 911 calling saying there was a gang war going on outside of Universal Studios. That's somebody's real against right there. That would be my example of it. Speaking of which, seeing how we're talking about sellers, Dan, I guess I'll go with you. Seeing how we mentioned it, is there anybody out the top of your head, past or present, when you watch a match, you're like, man, they really know how to sell in there? Dan?
Yeah, what was that? I'm sorry.
So when you watch a match, name some guys that you think are great sellers in the ring.
I might overly mention this at times. I think The Rock can sell the best. Well, he's one of the best to sell, and I think guys like Ric Flair can sell. Because when you go, alright, example, Stone Cold versus The Rock, they put on a great match. When Stone Cold hits that stunner, so yeah, it's like The Rock just flips all over the ring as soon as he hit that stunner, Stone Cold. So that's one thing that just stands out to me. And I think Dolph Ziggler can sell currently. I think he's one of the best.
Absolutely. Mark, what about you? Guys in the ring that you just love watching sell, past or present?
Yeah, Ric Flair comes to mind. Shawn Michaels comes to mind. Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins. As far as big men currently, Rusev can sell.
Oh, yeah.
He can sell a lot.
Is it wrong that I have a hard time calling Rusev a big man?
I mean, he's pretty agile, but he's up there in the weight class.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to define like exactly what is a big man. Because to me, it used to always be. I used to always think if you're like 6'10" and taller or whatever, you're considered a big guy.
See, I thought you had to be 7. You had to be a 7 foot, or you had to weigh more than 350.
Yeah.
Okay, so Big Show.
Yeah. Big Show is an amazing
As
seller.
far as being a giant, he can sell pretty well.
Amazing. Better than any other giant ever.
So is this the part where we start talking about who is horrible at selling?
We're going there next. Calm down.
Okay.
We're gonna get there because I know you have somebody to get off your chest. My thoughts on guys that were not mentioned. Dan, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Ric Flair's greatest matches were always with his favorite dance partner, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who
Oh,
is
goodness.
notably known as the best seller in wrestling history. A guy who oversold Hulk Hogan in a famous match at SummerSlam is also known as one of the best sellers, Shawn Michaels. And we're going to get into that in a minute. We're going to touch on that match. Dan, I will let you have the floor. People that are horrible at selling, take your shot, sir.
Alright, so Big Show, obviously, to me, I don't see it. Big Show is horrible.
Wow.
I have to go with Goldberg. He's pretty bad at selling to me. The Ultimate Warrior, you know, I hate to say it, but he was pretty bad at selling. And I don't know. That's three. That's the only three I can think of on the top of my head.
Mark, would you like to retaliate on the Big Show being a horrible seller?
Did you see him versus Floyd Money Mayweather? Like, are you really telling me that you didn't think that Floyd Mayweather, or you honestly think that Floyd Mayweather can knock him out?
No, I don't think he can knock him out, really.
Okay, so whenever the Big Show ate all those fists and then fell down and like couldn't get back up, you thought that was a no-sell?
That was like, are you serious? Come on, don't insult my intelligence.
That's what it is, though. That's what selling is.
Yeah, like, it wouldn't be believable that it could happen, but he made it believable. Or, like, my example when I defend the Big Show is the time that they asked that man to sit on the top rope, take a chair shot to the head, and fall through a stack of 5 tables. No man his size should ever be asked to take that spot, and he did it for ECW. And I don't mean ECW that Paul Heyman ran. I mean the ECW Vince McMahon ran. He won my respect that night forever. That's why it kind of bothers me when people chant, please retire at him. Because, yeah, his character is boring, but man, can that guy give all he's got in the ring when he's in it. So, I'm with Mark. I think he's a fantastic seller. I get that he's boring, but you know, that's another topic. So, going into overselling, I want to go ahead and touch on something that bothers me because I know a majority of our audience it probably grew up Hulkamaniacs and then they probably hit puberty and realized that they don't like Hulk Hogan. A few of you, not going to mention any names, Dan Tanner, think that Hulk Hogan is still awesome, and apparently so awesome that he's going to be the next World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania 32, but we will get into that to end the show. My problem with Hulk Hogan is hulking up, because we are talking about no selling, and Hulk Hogan, this is how every Hulk Hogan match goes. I'm going to bring it down for you. It starts off with the lockup, with the elbow and collar top. Then Hulk Hogan will, give him a nice little shove out of the ring, and the bad guy will be like, "Whoa, my God, he's so strong. What do I do?" And Hulk Hogan will wave his ear to the crowd and blah, blah, blah. And at some point, once they lock back up in the corner, there's going to be a 5 count, and the bad guy will poke Hogan in the eye or something, right? And then from there, the next 5 or 10 minutes, Hulk Hogan has zero offense. Nothing. Everything takes him down. He can't see. He's getting beat the crap out of. But at some point, nothing bothers this man anymore. Nothing. At all. And the moment he stands up and points at you, your world is done. If you thought about getting into any offense after that point, you can forget it. Your offense is finished. And it's Hulk Hogan from that point on. I hate Hulk Hogan. Dan, please, for the love of God, tell me that when he hulked up, you at least said, "This is stupid," or were you on your feet jumping up and down?
Nope, it's not stupid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was on my feet jumping up and down because you gotta think about it. He's the immortal Hulk Hogan. Nothing can stop him. Hulking up is his thing.
So do you do the same thing for Super Cena when Super Cena mode kicks in and you know what you're about to get those next 4 moves?
Okay, that's different.
No,
No, it's the same thing.
No, because he's not Hogan. He's not the Hulkster.
He's the Golden Boy. He is Super Cena.
Not only that, I'll go a step further. At least during the 5 moves of doom, every now and then Cena will let the other guy break it up and do something to keep the thing going. Hogan, no. Once that finger point happens, roll credits, buddy. It is finished.
Okay, but what about when Cena gets like, let's say he gets like F5 like 10 times and German suplex 20 times, and then on that 2 count he kicks out. Like, really? Seriously?
Okay, but
that match, he sold the crap out of that match. He didn't hardly have any offense.
At least
he took a beating.
At least he took that though, because all I know is whenever Hulk Hogan gets to his knees, you could hit him with an anvil and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
But look at this way. Doesn't half the superstars like that today in past and present? Aren't they like that except for they just don't Hulk up? They get beat down a bit, and then they come back.
They come back, but at least they make it look in a believable spot. Like, something will happen to the other guy. Like, he'll miss a move or something. Hogan don't need that. Hogan just needs to say, alright, you know what? Don't matter anymore. Don't matter.
Or if anything else, they at least hobble around and make themselves slower or something else. And that's kind of the problem that I had with Reigns at WrestleMania. After he took that beating, it was quick as crap, 4 Superman punches in a row.
I'll do you another step further. Whenever Hollywood Hogan wrestles, he can't defend the Hulk up. Then the other person can Hulk up on him. And there's nothing he can do about it. Oh my God.
Okay, you make a good point, because it's like a difference between good guy Hulk Hogan hulking up versus Hollywood Hogan hulking up.
Hollywood Hogan never hulked up. He always looked terrified when the other guy hulked up. He would get eyes as big as quarters, like, oh my God, Paul's hulking up, the giant, oh no. Oh my God. Anytime I watched a Hulk Hogan match, even from the time I was younger, I just needed Tylenol when I was done.
You really hate Hulk Hogan, don't you?
No, it's not hate, it's like an understatement. I feel like Hulk Hogan wouldn't know a wristwatch from a wrist lock. I really don't.
Wow, we gotta do a full show on your hatred of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, there's not enough time
it's Hulkamania. Like, come on. Man, you kind of got me wanting to see him Hulk up one last time.
He is a Vince McMahon product. He is the first entertainer. He is not a wrestler. Never
exactly. Yes, exactly. You know, the fact that he could call himself a world champion. The last world champion was Ric Flair. There isn't a world champion after Ric Flair. All these other people are holding a prop. Ric Flair was a world champion. Hogan is a main man of a cartoon character.
Well, that's the difference between the guys that came up through the territories, the NWA days, versus the guys who are the product. You guys mentioned us, Vince McMahon for the WWE. I mean, it's totally different.
Not really, because Hogan came up that same way. Hogan came up in Florida.
He did, though, but was he really popular?
Yeah, he was the #1 star in AWA. That was the whole deal with Vern Gagne having his feud with McMahon, because McMahon stole Hogan from Gagne.
I mean, for me, I just don't recall Hogan being as popular on a large scale until, I think that was kind of, stupid that, they exposed him a little bit more during the territory days. But, I mean, what do you expect from Hulk Hogan? I mean, he basically helped, I hate to say this, though, but he kind of did make wrestling popular.
Let me tell you what I expect of Hulk Hogan, since you brought it up. John Cena is the modern Hulk Hogan, and we all know that. So in 2005 to about 2010, all those you can't wrestle chants, blah, 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 you know what John Cena did? He didn't say, well, I'm at the top spot anyway, so I'm good and I'm going to stay here and do whatever I want to with it. He tried to get better as a wrestler. Do you think Hulk Hogan ever tried to work on his offense or defense? You think he ever spent hours extra in the gym that he had to? No, because he knew that he could do whatever he did as Hulk Hogan and it'll get him over. That's the difference between John Cena and Hulk Hogan.
Anthony, you gotta think about it. It was a different time and era.
No, because you work on your craft even back then. You want to tell me that Ric Flair didn't work on his craft when he wasn't in the ring?
Oh yeah, I'm not down that, Ric Flair didn't, work on his craft though, but I mean...
Or Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, anybody. Any big star that isn't Hulk Hogan.
Name a wrestler.
Hulk Hogan knew that he could do a body slam, a headlock, a boot, and sell, and that's all he knew he had to do.
And that's okay.
No, it's not. It's really not. But that's another story for another time. Because, man, we're going to get into that now, actually. See, that's how we're going to finish off with Hogan. For anybody who caught the podcast yesterday, I will let Dan go over his opinion one more time. Dan, tell us, one more time for the rest of the listeners, Hulk Hogan is winning the title at WrestleMania. Tell us exactly, for the love of God, please tell us how we can get to that point.
Oh, I just want to say thank you guys for leaking that rumor out that he's working to do one last comeback or have a retirement match. So, you guys pretty much planted it.
He wants it.
Okay, well, you guys
kind of... Vince and Triple H, we're going to give it to him.
Well, you guys planted that in my mind, and so I'm just gonna run with it.
Okay.
So here's the thing: we're gonna see more Hogan. Who knows when? Maybe around Survivor Series, and then Royal Rumble. He comes in as a surprise entry, and then he wins it, which seals his spot in the main event at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, where he goes and defeats whoever. It could be probably Brock Lesnar, wins the title, and then on the next night on Raw, he says he accomplished everything in his 30-plus years, 40 years, whatever, and he says he has nothing left to prove, and he's going to drop the title, and he's going to go out on a high note.
I'm going to let Mark respond. But then I'm going to bring up a few other instances in time that would prove how this is not even possible. Mark?
Okay, so I know you like to entertain the idea, but it's not going to happen. You know that, right? Like not even a WrestleMania match I don't think is going to happen, to be honest with you. But why in the world you have this year at the Royal Rumble that was in Philadelphia, next year's Royal Rumble is also going to be in Philadelphia. Do you understand how bad they are going to boo the crap out of Hulk Hogan winning the Royal Rumble?
Well, since you put it that way, I mean, I didn't know they were going to be back in Philadelphia again. Well, that kind of changes things. Maybe he could win Money in the Bank.
You're going to have Hulk Hogan climb a ladder.
The only way I can see this happening is if Vincent Kennedy McMahon says he's going to be in the main event.
You know what I can see happening? I can see like a big tape coming out like Rusev was on, and it's got the Hulkamania thing painted up on it, and it's got a little like thing like the electrician trucks have with the bucket that goes up in the air. And Hulkamania's got his music playing, and he's got a bucket that raises him up to the ladder.
Okay, so basically I'm changing everything up again. This year he's going to win Money in the Bank. I don't know how he's going to do it. He's going to do it somehow.
Nobody knows how he's going to do it. Nobody knows.
And then he's going to surprise someone and, I don't know, make his way to Hulk. Maybe he'll be a champion between Money in the Bank and WrestleMania, and then he'll drop the belt at WrestleMania. So, winning Money in the Bank and all, and then he could probably cash it in and then maybe be featured in the main event at WrestleMania as a champion and drop it to his hand-picked person that he likes that he's going to hand the torch to.
Do you remember...
Whose name is not John Cena?
Do you remember the Montreal Screwjob and everything that led up to it? Do you remember the whole reason why they didn't want to have Bret Hart leave as the champion? Like, are you aware?
Yeah.
It makes your roster look weak. Why would you do that? Why would you have the old man come in that ain't wrestled a match in years and beat their top guy and say, you know what? I'm good. Nobody can beat me. I've done all I can do. Here's the belt, guys. That makes that belt look so stupid to the next 5 champions. No.
He can drop the belt at WrestleMania 32 to Daniel Bryan.
So you want him to win the belt before WrestleMania and lose at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because if that's the thing, if you're going to do it that way, then you just find a way to give him a title match at the Rumble when the crowd's already going to boo everything anyway. And you just let him win when they're going to boo. And I don't know how you make Hulk Hogan heel for 2 months, but that's the only way that scenario works, I promise.
Let him cash in at Royal Rumble out of nowhere, and then let him carry the belt for like 2-3 months, and then drop the belt to Daniel Bryan.
So now you just made the Money in the Bank irrelevant too.
No,
The only way that this works is if Vince McMahon says that he gets a title opportunity in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and screws everyone over and puts the belt on Hogan.
The only way this works is on WWE 2K15. It doesn't
exactly.
work any other way.
Creative mode.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, I'm glad that, you got that fantasy thought in your mind. But if Hulk Hogan, I'm with Mark. I mean, it is true. But it's also true that Hulk Hogan's been pushing for one more match in WrestleMania since he was the general manager of TNA, okay? He does this every single year where Hulk Hogan thinks he's the main eventer. Last year it was John Cena. He wanted John Cena. That didn't happen. Hulk Hogan needs to let it go. And all of his fans need to let it go. Because
maybe he wants to recreate another Rock and Hogan moment.
And I'm sure, and I'm sure that Mae Young wishes that she was back on Earth, and I'm sure that there's things that aren't possible, man. That's not possible.
Okay, let's just say we just scratch out the whole title run and just give him his one match at Mania.
Okay, well, who do you put him against?
I will put him against, Daniel Bryan, why not?
Daniel Bryan and Hulk Hogan. And you think Hogan's gonna do the job.
You know what? You're right. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here goes. Okay, here's 3 guys who I think should do it. Either Bray Wyatt, Sting, or Undertaker.
Okay, I can see Undertaker, and if he was gonna retire, God, that would be so sick if Hogan retired Undertaker. Oh, man. I'd rather Sting do it. I'd rather Sting get the win. You know what? That makes me sick now that you mention it, because I know that WWE.com teased the Sting Undertaker match on their website today. What if Hogan tries to interject himself in this and make it just an old geezer triple threat match? That'll
Why
make
not?
me... No. Just no. Can't even
Well,
believe
he
it.
could do, like I said, he could get Bray Wyatt in him, because Bray Wyatt loses, so why not? What's one more loss?
I would have Bray Wyatt beat all 3 of them. That's what I do. Fatal 4-way. And if the winner doesn't have to retire, that's what I would do. And all 3 of you old geezers just go away.
Well, it doesn't make Bray Wyatt look strong if you really think about it. Because he pretty much is saying that he can only win if he's beating up people that are over 50 and 60.
What does that say about Dean Ambrose?
What about Dean Ambrose?
Bray Wyatt killed him. What about Daniel Bryan? I mean, Daniel Bryan cleanly.
It's okay.
Oh, man. Mark, any thoughts?
I really do not want to see Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania wrestle a match. He can host it for all I care. Whatever. If he still wants to remain on the roster and whatnot, maybe he's broke from all the divorces. I just don't want to see him in a match. It was bad enough I had him and Snoop Dogg.
That was an awesome moment.
No, it really wasn't. That was terrible,
They just
actually.
crapped on your actual roster.
Well, they do
I
that
mean,
anyway. They do that anyway. Like Axel wasn't the jobber. That's his role.
well,
That whole thing was terrible.
well, it was about time that we got Axelmania and Hulkamania in the same ring.
Why? So Hulkamania can squash it?
Yeah. I mean, you can't beat Hulkamania. Hulkamania will live on forever.
No, it really won't. I promise you. And I know this. Like, if I'm wrong, I'll just be wrong. Like, people are always gonna know the name Hulk Hogan, but as soon as he's not able to walk out there and make his personal appearance, his star will fade. Like he will not be like the end all be all that is wrestling. He is now in this era because he's still walking out there every week to make sure we know who Hulk Hogan is. So
I mean, do you think that everybody's gonna forget who Ric Flair is?
no, Ric Flair is a 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. They're not going to forget Ric Flair. And people respect Ric Flair as being the greatest wrestler of all time. People who respect Hulk Hogan never call him the best wrestler of all time, ever. They call him the
Okay, you're
best
right about that.
entertainer.
But you will have to put him on your top 10 greatest whatever of all time, something.
As far as most impactful, of course. But if you want to talk about skill-wise, there isn't one thing that he does in the top 10 over anybody else. Not one. Nothing.
Alright, you're right about that.
Nothing. Not even charisma, because he can't talk. Don't tell me he can talk, because he can't.
Oh, come on! Those classic promos?
Okay, I'm talking about now. Like, from the
Yeah.
time Hollywood Hogan ended, like, once that run ended and he ended all that burnt out stuff, anything after 99 Hulk Hogan has been crap. Crap with a capital C. Anything.
All you have to do is come out there, grab the mic, and just say, well, let me tell you something, brother.
Oh,
And
really?
then you listen.
Really? What about the Superdome? I mean, the Silverdome. I mean, the Superdome. What about that one?
Okay, maybe you botched that, but it was a great moment, though, because you had Stone Cold and Rock and, Hogan in the same ring.
Oh, man.
You're
Mark,
telling me that wasn't a great moment? Mark, do you think that was a great moment?
With Austin and Rock in the ring, yes. The reason why they needed to bring Hulk Hogan back, I have no clue.
I got the moment, but like the moment he butchered it, the fact that they turned it into a joke doesn't save the fact. Like, it doesn't take away that Hogan screws up promos regularly.
I guarantee you this. Everybody in their life, when they were a kid, and probably now, has done a Hulk Hogan promo.
I'm sure they
No.
have, and we all laugh at it when we're done.
I will say this. I tried to rip my shirt one time and one time only, and it was a collared shirt, so that was a no-go. Mom
Yeah.
got mad.
Yeah.
But I've never tried to do a promo.
Never ever? You've never got a Hulk Hogan promo?
No, I was more of an Ultimate Warrior fan anyway.
See, I hated Warrior more than Hogan almost. Like, I always went with Hogan when they fought each other.
Wow, you hated Hogan and Warrior?
Well, why would I not? Both of them were the same type of character.
Did you hate Macho Man?
Yep. And
Really?
he was a better wrestler than all of them, but he was associated with Hogan, so yeah, I didn't like him.
You really didn't like the 80s wrestling or early 90s wrestling, huh?
I WCW.
Oh, yeah, though. But, I mean, even though I was a WCW guy, I mean, it was all about Hogan and Warrior and Macho Man and all those guys.
Yeah, no, see, I like Boss Man and the Mountie and things like that. I was against the people that were fighting them. I didn't like them, actually. Rick,
So you've always been a smart. You've always been a little smart person, huh?
well, like I said, I was born in the business, so from the time I was like 5 or 6, I knew this stuff was actors, so yeah, like I always appreciated bad guys for what they did, and I knew when people wasn't really good at what they were doing. Not gonna say any names, Hulk Hogan, so whatever.
I mean, see, looking back now, I can see the Warrior wasn't that much, but that man's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy and the whole running around thing, like, I got the gimmick. And if you're trying to sell a comic book character like it was in that era, it's hard to find somebody more sellable than that, but I still couldn't tell you what the hell he was saying, 'cause I don't know. I got no clue.
Exactly. You have no clue about that rocket ship to nowhere, and yeah.
I don't think nobody really cared about his promo. It was all about seeing him run and shaking the ropes.
So, then why even do the damn promos? That's nothing to it.
I mean, he's gonna do his promo because he got to, but no one's gonna pay attention. No one's gonna say Ultimate Warrior was like the greatest at promos.
I would hope not, or else they would need to be drug tested.
It's just like Macho Man. I mean, when Macho Man's music hit, you know, you get excited, and when he does his promo, more so his in-studio promos are better than the in-ring promos. But, you know, you enjoy it.
I guess. Well, we're going to wrap this part up. We can go on Hogan all day long. This was an interesting episode. For selling, we have learned that Hulk Hogan is not that great at it, but what else is he good at? We don't really know. Selling is definitely something that I hope wrestlers take more interest in. Like we said, guys like Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, they set the example for how it's done. Dean Ambrose. We can go on and on. Selling, folks, when you're watching a match, keep your eye out for it. See that it's more than just, you know, two guys and they're doing something. They're putting on a show. Admire every part of the match rather than just the ending. Final thoughts, Dan. Anything you want to add before we sign out?
I just want to say yesterday, I made a sort of small prediction that CM Punk was going to show up like a 0.0001% chance. Now, it has shifted to probably a 1% chance because the same weekend that I'll be attending the Comic-Con that he'll be at, also Extreme Rules will be there that same weekend. So I believe that as soon as, you know, the Comic-Con thing is over, he'll make his way to Extreme Rules.
Okay. Well, what we want you to do for Wrestling Goons Radio is when you're at Extreme Rules, when that CM Punk music hits, you get video proof of it on your phone, and we're going to put it up on every social media website we have. So we're going to be the first to bring CM Punk walking down the aisle. Can you handle that?
Yeah, and hopefully he brings AJ with her.
Yeah, well, you know, keep wishing, Dan. I'm still thinking that it's 0%, but I don't want to kill your hopes and dreams. So, Mark, final thoughts.
Man, can we be done talking about Hulk Hogan now? For real.
I mean, it's controversial, and you can't say that it's not controversial.
Yeah.
Dan,
we have one in love with him and one that hates his stinking guts.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm just indifferent in the whole thing.
I don't even know how
I
you...
just want to see him one last time.
Go watch WWE Network for $9.99, and you can relive all his greatest moments.
No, but it's like they kind of screwed up Sting's return to the ring or whatever, so I might as well just get a little bit excited about Hogan coming back one last time.
No, I don't think that would make me excited if they screwed up Sting's return and got Hogan's right. That would piss me off even more. That would just, oh my God. That'd just be more evidence that we're going to piss all over WCW. That's another thing. How is the cornerstone of WWF, the guy that built what you have today, why is he coming out for Team WCW? What is that about?
I have my theories on that. I was confused, like for real, when I seen NWO come up, like, okay, I'm kind of confused. What's going on here? Weren't they the bad guys? But I understand they still represented WCW.
That story was terrible. That whole story was terrible.
I was a kid. I turned into a kid that moment.
Everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps telling me you gotta let go of what happened and just enjoy the pieces that were there. No, because the pieces don't make sense. It don't make... Okay, so you're reliving WCW. That's great. The NWO would never help Sting. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow. In no era would they ever team up with Sting. It would not happen. So why are they helping him now?
But it's not just about Sting. It's about WCW.
No, because the NWO was out to kill WCW.
That's a theory. That's a conspiracy theory right there.
They said it themselves.
Okay, yeah, you know what? We have to save that for another day.
Yes, we can. Alright, well, at Wrestling Goons Radio, at Goons Radio is our Twitter handle. Wrestling Goons Radio is our Facebook and YouTube page. We will have this one along with all of our other ones uploaded, along with other content that we add randomly. Give us that Twitter follow. We are building that by the day. We will be with you next week. I will be in Chicago where Dan is. And it's his home and I will be on vacation. So I don't know if I will be here, but if I am not, the other crew will take it over. Raw review, and we will end the almost done with this 7-part series. We will be doing the Dusty Finish, created by Dusty Rhodes next week. The matches that don't have a clean ending, and that's pretty much every match on Monday Night Raw now. So we'll get into that next week. For Dan, and for Mark, and for myself, we will see you on the flip side.